Why do we always get attracted by rubbish and stupid people? The same thing happened with Momo. Her ex-boyfriend was ditching her, and he told her to pay all the bills and asked to have sex. But she got angry and kicked him instead, but he was experienced so he threw her away and she was sad. Now in the class, she shared her first ever experience with Kay and Miko, but her friends told her that it was normal in men these days. So, she had to choose the right one, but she was insanely in love with Ken so she couldn't control her feelings for buddies like him. Now she was going and saw a man his classmates were bullying him and she went there and sat in front of him. The bad guy stopped hurting him and she looked at the book he was reading, but the book was a headache. So, she left and was angry, but suddenly our man summoned her, and she stopped, trying to tell him not to thank her. But he was a stupid who started talking about that book and UFOs, it was his favorite thing. But she got mad and tried to ignore him because she had no interest in that, but he was very persistent. He was still trying to awake her, but she was annoyed, so she started hurting him and said because of that he had no friends and was about to leave. But she realized her mistake and tried to apologize, but our man was also a stupid who again started his rubbish, and she got angry. She said she had faith in ghosts but he believed in aliens, so it went wild and for me it was weird. Her friends also saw her and were shocked to see such progress. Now our girl was in a weird and scary place. She was on a call with our man because he had challenged her to see the aliens with her eyes. He was telling her that it was a destroyed hospital where aliens were first seen and now it was their research lab. On the other side, our man was also in a scary place because Momo had asked her to see the ghosts with awakened eyes. He was scared, but she told him to walk. He tried to sing a song, but she stopped him because it was common sense not to speak loud in a ghost house. He started moving and she told him that there were no aliens, and she told him about her reason for believing in ghosts. Because her grandmother was a spirit medium and she also taught her a ritual for Momo's safety. But one day, she got screwed because her friends and her favorite person teased her, so she stopped that ritual and insulted her grandmother. But now she asked for his reasoning for believing in aliens and he didn't share it with her. Now it was time for a thriller entry. He looked around and found an old granny there. He started running because he was scared, but Momo tried to stop him because if Granny reached or caught him then he'd be cursed. Ultimately, he got cursed and the call ended, but now it was Momo's turn. She thought it was useless there, so she turned, and the lights turned off. Suddenly ugly-faced aliens appeared. They started tearing her clothes, amazing shots, and she was now finally kidnapped. When she woke up the gang was holding her on a machine and she was angry. She asked what they were doing. Aliens told her they were friendly to humans, so she didn't have to worry because they had taken good care of her clothes. But she was arguing with them, and they told her they only regenerated by cloning. But now they finally got a real girl. By using her reproductive system, they could finally reproduce differently, but she was anxious. She yelled that she had not let any human even destroy her virginity and now she can't allow them for such harassment. They were ready with their bananas and were trying to control her hormones and desire for that, but she was resisting it. They were about to destroy her but suddenly she got a phone call, and it was Ken, who came out of the phone. Aliens were shocked and the granny inside him was fighting with them, and all were shocked. But the aliens were not less, and they started a fight. Now a ghost inside a human and aliens are fighting. But Ken was in a tight situation and told the aliens that he had no friends since childhood, so he was trying to talk with them. He could give them anything they wanted, but Momo was the first one who stood for him, and he'd never let them touch her. So, she cheered for him, but they attacked him and now it was her time. They were manipulating her, but she was controlling herself. Suddenly she remembered how her grandmother told her to do the ritual for her protection and she decided to try it. She contracted her abdomen and now she gave a thriller blast. She was shocked at how it happened. Same wise aliens were shocked at how it happened. She started fighting with them and destroyed the place, which was the UFO. She was scared and looked for Ken. But he was possessed, and she threw the granny out of him, but the granny told her that she was taking our man's third leg, and she disappeared. Now it was their time to get out of that UFO and they succeeded. She was naked and holding his curse with her mental power. But now they both believed in ghosts and aliens, so he decided to go get his leg and give her the clothes. But she stopped him and said she couldn't leave him alone. They both were guilty, so no one to be abused. Now she stepped forward and told him to wear something, but they started moving. He told her to wear it. Her heart was rushing, and she was stressed about how it could happen, so she relaxed and asked about his name. He told her and she was shocked. Her heart was out of control. She started relaxing, but his curse started coming out and he was stressed. So, he asked for her help, and she threw him away. Hilarious. And now she asked to set some rules. Like not to call him by his name. They started moving and decided to call him by another name, but we'd call him Ken. Now our couple was going, and the night was also walking away. The day appeared, and she told him that now it was useless to go in the tunnel. because the ghosts appeared at night, but our man was looking like a ghost, so she asked him to change at her place. Now our man was cleaning his glasses, and she was holding his curse. They had reached her home, and she warned him to form her grandmother. She went in and now it was his turn, but he got burned suddenly. She threw him in the water, and she saw the protection note at the entrance. Now he again cleaned his glasses, and she had removed the note, so now being careful he entered and succeeded. Momo started mocking his hair and our man got angry. Now they went to her house and her grandmother wasn't at home. So, she went to change, and he locked the door, but suddenly the curse appeared, and she got scared. Because she was naked, she threw him and now started changing while holding his curse. Now she asked him to change too and gave him some clothes and asked to show the third leg's place because it was stolen by Turbo Granny. Our man looked inside and now he was ashamed, but she was having fun. Now they had a little fight, and they were cursing each other. Because it was their fault to go to such horror places, but he said he didn't want to lose her, so that's why he did all this. Because no one was that nice to him before, but if she didn't want to stay with him as friends then she could leave him after that granny's matter. He was sad and she was concerned about him, but his stupid talks made her angry and she told him to shut up. Now they again started arguing and suddenly the doorbell rang, but it wasn't a normal bell, and she told him that this bell was for ghosts. When they came downstairs, they saw a weird shadow and the protection note. She came to know what happened. So, she decided to place the note back. They used the back door to exit the house and were planning to stick the note. But everything was weird and ultimately, they got locked in that place. Suddenly she noticed that she was bleeding. Ken also had a nosebleed, and he was swearing, but she was there, and she noticed the smoke. Suddenly a monster appeared, and she was also shocked. It tried to attack them, and they ran away. Now it was tight for them, but they were doing their best to save themselves, but the monster was after his banana. She was surprised and shocked. She asked if he had 2 bananas, but he said it was rubbish. Now he told her that the monster was an alien when he was first shown, and all the information he knew about it. Ken's curse was coming back because she was weak in that field. They were chasing to protect themselves, but she wasn't able to hold his curse completely. So, he asked her to release the curse physically but to hold it mentally, so he could fight that alien. She wasn't sure, but the other choice wasn't available, so she did that and a monster appeared in Ken. Momo was shocked and it was good, and now a fight started, but Ken was amazing in that appearance. Ken was doing amazing, but suddenly he felt very weak and helpless because, after all, he was a human. So, she saved him and now she looked at the alien and said it was like a sumo wrestler, so why not let him touch the ground? Maybe they could win, and he transformed again and did his best, but suddenly it regenerated. They were shocked and the alien grabbed her and threw her away. Ken's curse was coming back, but suddenly he was normal. Because our girl was a hard piece of meat and now, she was angry at that alien, so he started attacking and our girl was dogging its attacks. Ken was shocked, but she was making a way to get out of this. Suddenly she did her last move and grabbed him with that note and stuck it. Everything vanished and now it was a normal beautiful day. She was happy and their looks were scary. His curse was again coming but she held it. Suddenly she fainted, and our man started transforming into a monster. It was very weird and scary. Hope you want the next part, so subscribe to the channel and like the video.